It's been pretty quiet on the Terminator front lately, but that doesn't mean things aren't moving behind the scenes. James Cameron has confirmed he's back, working on the next installment himself. Even with Avatar 3 eating up a lot of his time, he seems determined to breathe new life into the franchise. What exactly the new movie will look like is still under wraps, but knowing Cameron, he's cooking up something big. He's hinted that the story will dive deeper into the evolution of AI and its impact on humanity. Based on the breadcrumbs he's dropped, it's safe to say we probably won't see the next Terminator anytime soon, but it will be a full reboot with Cameron hands-on. There's a real chance he can steer the franchise away from the mess left by the last few attempts. As for Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's officially out. The new direction means big changes, with a remake that won't necessarily stick to the tangled web of past storylines. This also raises some questions about Netflix's Terminator Zero and how it fits into the canon. What's becoming clear is that the next movie will likely wipe the slate clean with an all-new cast. Cameron hinted as much during an interview with Empire for the franchise's 40th anniversary. According to him, it's time to ditch the baggage from the past 4 decades and start fresh, aiming to captivate a new audience, especially those who didn't grow up with the original films. He teased that the reboot will feature powerless protagonists fighting for survival without any support from government institutions. In fact, these characters will have to navigate systems that are actively working against them, all while trying to stay morally grounded. Imagine that in a world where every agency relies on AI. Cameron's confident this storyline can not only satisfy die-hard fans, but also draw in a new generation of audience. Rumor has it that Terminator 7 isn't just a single movie concept floating around. It's a fully fleshed-out plan to bring the franchise back to the big leagues. It sounds like a total reimagining without Schwarzenegger, Sarah Connor, or any familiar faces. That might be hard to swallow, but let's be real. Paramount has never been consistent about what counts as canon anyway. Remember Genesis? Despite mixed reviews, it pulled in nearly $500 million, thanks in part to Arnold's return. Then came Dark Fate, which flopped despite being framed as an alternate sequel to Judgment Day, further muddying the waters. Terminator hasn't been on steady ground for a while. While sure, Cameron was involved in the recent projects, contributing to scripts and producing, it wasn't enough to reignite the spark. Some even called it a forgotten franchise doomed to fade away. But don't count it out just yet. Nobody saw Alien or Predator making comebacks either, and with the right script, any franchise can rise again. Plus, the concept of AI taking over the world feels more relevant now than ever before. So yeah, we need a reboot. Judgment Day can stay as a loose reference, but that's it. The new Terminator should be a clean slate with fresh actors and new characters. However, the core idea, the existential dread of humanity facing extinction at the hands of its own creations, has to stay intact. Judgment Day remains one of the best sequels ever made because Cameron knew how to evolve the formula. Take what people loved, crank up the stakes, add jaw-dropping action, and bring in top-tier talent. Cameron has already started working on the script, kicking things off back in August. Considering the early stages of development, we probably won't see the next Terminator until the end of 2026. He's taking his time to study real-world AI advancements, which will help him fine-tune the story. The new movie will likely be titled simply The Terminator and will serve as a full remake. That means we can forget everything we've seen so far. It might not even feature a Terminator in the traditional sense. Imagine a film about Skynet without killer robots, future wars, or time travel. That's the unexplored territory Cameron might find irresistible. Cameron originally imagined a dystopian future back in 1984, but it's 2024 now. AI developments have gone in directions even he didn't predict. Rumors have been swirling that Terminator 7 will lean into horror. At the end of the day, fans just want well-crafted stories. With AI being such a hot topic, the time couldn't be better for a reboot. The franchise doesn't need to cling to nostalgia or drag old characters back from the past. What it needs is bold storytelling. There's always a risk of flopping, but let's be honest. The series has already had its share of missteps, proving that the old formula isn't cutting it anymore. Also, there's a solid chance that the success of Terminator Zero could influence the direction of future films. It sticks closer to the original canon, set in the same universe as the Schwarzenegger movies, though it focuses more on AI's role and less on the cyborgs themselves. It promises to tackle moral questions around technology, which feels very much in line with Cameron's evolving vision. In my opinion, Terminator needs a bold new direction to stay relevant. Cameron believes the best time for this reboot is when society is fully aware of the risks and realities of AI. And honestly, that time is now. Whether this bold new vision will resonate with fans remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, the old formula is dead.